Someone here is asking a whole bunch of questions about the hollow earth. In case some people have not heard anything about the hollow earth, let's first explain a couple of things. Almost every planet is hollow. Exactly why, I'm not sure. And in a lot of planets, actually in most planets, it is safer to live in the inside of the planet, the hollow part. And our planet Earth is no different. There are massive openings from the North Pole and the South Pole. This might be one reason why it is illegal for planes to fly directly over the North Pole. Of course, they could find another excuse for it, but I think this is the reason. Now, many civilizations live in there. According to one book I read years ago, there are about 25 million, we can call them people, but they're not all human. About 25 million beings living in the hollow earth. You might say that's not a big number compared to what it is on the outside. Yes, it isn't, but they don't breed like rabbits on the inside. Also, the inside is smaller than what the outside is. There are many, many books that you could read about the hollow earth. I'll mention 2 or 3 here that were my favorite. One of them was one written in 1908 called The Smoky God by Willis George Emerson. However, it was a story of Olaf Jansen, a Norwegian person who went into the hollow earth with his father from the North Pole and came out 2 or 2.5 years later from the South Pole. It's a small book. I don't think you will find it in print, but you can easily get it online. There are many channels that channel beings from the hollow earth. I do know one personally. Her name is Diane Robbins. Diane with 2 N's and Robbins with 2 B. My favorite book from her is called Messages from the Hollow Earth. But she does have many others as well. What else can I say about the hollow earth? I don't think they're fighting anymore, like we fight on the surface. However, we do have a different game to play. They do come to the surface of the planet often, most times in disguise. Because we can't handle some truths. Really, we can't. I mean, imagine everybody finds out that there's a civilization, actually there's many civilizations in the center of the earth and on almost every other planet. How are they going to get up every day and go and do a job they don't like? How will they convince themselves that the meaning of life is a relationship? You cannot do this after you see the bigger picture. Sorry about my cough. I'm in London and it's cold. So this is why these beings won't just come out and knock on your door and come in and have coffee with you. Because they have nothing to prove. You might say, if they exist, why don't they come and knock on my door? You know what? You're the one with those insecurities of, I will believe it when I see it. They work differently. Their saying goes, when you believe it, you will see it. They believe first and they see second. So they don't need to come and knock on your door to prove anything at all. They exist, and most of the channels that have channeled beings from the inner earth have said that when we raise our vibration, when we stop fighting with each other, then they will come out in great numbers and assist us in the next step, the next evolutionary step. A lot of the beings that live in there are very much like us, meaning they look like us. They are human. The ones I've seen in my astral traveling are taller. They're taller than us. They're about 2 meters at least. But they look very, very human. Earth human, I should say, because there are humans in many places. But there are also other beings that are not human. And, wait for it, don't get shocked, but there's also reptilian races living in there. No, don't worry, they're not going to come and eat you. They're actually vegetarian, believe it or not. What else about the Hollow Earth? I'm only giving you a little synopsis here because there is so much information, and it's better if you can find the information yourself, and if it reminds you of something, then that's it. Take it. If it doesn't, you won't even look for the information. Many of us have had lives in the inner earth. I remember at least one life in the inner earth. So that's what I mean. If it rings true, if memories come back, just like the picture you see, it's not very different from the picture. However, the curvature is not as sudden as it is here. It's not as curvy as it shows here in the picture. What do they have for a sun? According to the channels and according to Olaf Jensen, who went in there with his father, there's a massive crystal in the center of all of this that is held there by gravity, and that is their source of power. They don't have dark though. They have light 24 hours a day. I don't think they have a 24-hour clock, but I don't know what they use. But they have daytime all the time. And they go within the earth because they do have structures like we have underground, or as we say, basements. They have the same thing. And they have a lot of structures within the earth itself. And I'm assuming that's where they go if they want some dark time. What else? There's so much information, I just don't know which one to start with. So how about we use this video to see if you get excited about it and then go find out for yourself. Simply Google the Hollow Earth. There's a lot of information. It's not all true because some people like putting misinformation out there. That's okay. Don't get upset with this. It's a game. That's what they like doing. Let them do it. And don't ask questions like, well, I'm not sure if this information is true. Trust your gut, you idiot. Jesus. We have gone to the moon and we still cannot trust our gut. Trust your gut. If you're feeling something when you read this information, it's true, or it is your truth. If you're not feeling anything, let it go. It's not your truth. It might be someone else's though.